I hope you guys are all doing well. My car has not been very happy with me. I don't really know why. This past week, it has been giving me a check engine code for the hybrid battery, so I have not been able or a little scared to take a route or do any type of work for very long periods of time because I don't know whether or not the car is just going to kill itself halfway through it and leave me stranded on the road. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, anything with these Priuses, the most common failure after about 200 to 250,000 miles, which is a lot of car, by the way, you end up having to replace the hybrid battery. That could go a lot of different ways. If you end up getting a new battery, which is the most recommended thing from the dealer, not replacing it at the dealer, but getting the battery from Toyota themselves, it's about $2,049. Then they do a core charge, which is $1,300. So all out the door, you're going to pay about $3,300 plus tax, let's say $3,500. And then when you give them your old battery back, they will give you the $1,300, which will leave you at $2,000 something dollars, right? That would be the best way. You're going to get a lot of your car life back, and the battery itself, you will never have to worry about it again. But the most common places that I've seen people end up buying the batteries from is going to be companies like Green Bean, Green Tech, and I know a lot of people use these Priuses or hybrids in general, so I think this is a great video, and I think that you guys can also give me a lot of information. Maybe somebody else has gone through the same thing, and you guys can let me know what you guys think. I wanted to try to go through maybe one of those companies as well. I was doing a lot of research. People advise against it. Here's why. So for Green Bean, I got a quote of, I believe, $2,200, which is a refurbished battery, by the way. They are doing the install, so I wouldn't have to do the install, which is pretty cool. They do come to you as well, pretty cool, but it is a 3-week estimate for them to have a tech come out to me. So if my car just died, 3 weeks, no car, right? That's not that great. Should you have done it, or I have done it that day, and then all this time would be basically waiting for them? You would have already locked it in? Probably. I'm also thinking about this. Now, this is the biggest thing I'm going to say. I don't advise this for anybody. I do work on my car. Not a mechanic, but when something's broken, it's got to get fixed, right? There is a junkyard near me that sells hybrid batteries for $250. Here's the biggest thing. They have 30-day warranty. Now, going back to the Green Bean company for the changing the hybrid batteries and stuff, the biggest sell point for a lot of people is that they give 2-year warranty, which is very good. However, I've read horror stories about these companies taking a very long time to replace the battery pack that they put in, basically honoring the warranty. So do keep that in mind. I am pretty much thinking, and I know people might be like, don't do it. I would probably do the Junkyard. After kind of going through a lot of this, or even, I really don't know. The car has 221, almost 222,000 miles on it. Putting a $2,000 battery in it, I don't know though. I do kind of feel a little weird about that. Doing the one from the Junkyard and then maybe it being bad and then having to pull it, going back to the Junkyard and all that. That might sound pretty stupid, I want to say. However, you might end up with a pretty good battery. I don't know, maybe you could talk to the guys. I learned that these batteries actually have date codes for when they were manufactured. And obviously, I think these guys know the best ones they're probably going to post on eBay because they could get like $1,500 for them. Not $250 plus tax, let's say. Oh, but at the Junkyard, I do want to say this too. You don't have to pull it yourself. And I would show you guys this whole process if you guys want me to, by the way. I know that's a little left field, but it's very important with this gig work. Anything you guys can do, my arm's getting tired, I gotta swap. Anything you guys could do by yourself, I recommend you guys doing it. The oil changes is the biggest thing. If you can learn how to do your own oil change, you don't have to take it to the dealer, Valvoline, any of those common places, any of the quick lube places, right? That is gonna save you money. That is my true belief, because when I didn't have any of the tools when I first moved to Missouri, I was taking it to Valvoline, which was very nice, by the way. The place was really good, super professional. It was about like $100, I want to say. Even with the $20 coupon, I think I was still walking out with like an $80, $90 bill, which is a lot because you could go to Walmart, get an original Toyota filter because they sell them there too, and SuperTech oil, because Kirkland Oil, SuperTech, and then there's a third one. They're all the same oil company, right? They're all from the same oil. They're just rebranded. As long as you're changing your oil for this, since the car has high mileage, I try to change it from 3,000 to 4,000 miles. But anywhere around 5,000 miles, you're doing great, okay? you're doing great. Just do that. Even if you have to go to Valvoline and get it changed every 5,000 miles, your car is going to thank you. And I'm going to tell you that because if you want to keep these cars running and you want them to work for you just as much as you need them to, you have to take very good care of them. I have put a decent amount of money into this car, but it has paid me back tenfold, right? This is what I've been going through though. It has been kind of a little scary because it's definitely going to cost money and a lot of time too. I'm just trying to make sure that I end up doing the right thing. There are so many different ways you could go about replacing the hybrid battery, a used one, a refurbished one, a brand new one. And I personally just don't know if I want to put all that money into it, especially because I think we could all be honest, I don't think anybody has that type of money to just be throwing out there like that. I'm trying to put this out there to get some advice from you guys. I really want to keep working and stuff. I still think I might. Hopefully to the next route.